Hi, and welcome to another edition of Missoula's Expert Network. I'm Tori McLean. I'm the founder of Missoula's Expert Network, and today I'm talking with James Brown with Notice LLC, doing primarily website optimization, and well, I'll let him explain what he does. So here's James Brown. He's better dressed than I am, that's one thing I have to say. He's always very sharply dressed, so he's got that going for him. So we'll talk about what else he's got going. So James, how you doing?
I'm doing well. And what I do is we do local internet marketing, which means search engine marketing, which is getting your website up to the top of Google. We do email marketing, social media. We help utilize the internet to acquire customers. That's our bottom line. And one thing I'm really fond of saying is that we don't just get your site. We're not here to get rankings. We're here to get customers. It's very, very bottom line oriented. Because Google is really it's the new Yellow Pages. Nielsen, the people who do TV ratings, they said by Christmas 2012, there's going to be more smartphones than regular phones sold in the United States. And what does that mean? Are those people going to be searching for things? Yeah, you betcha. You need a plumber. They're just going to look right there on their phone. They're not going to go and get the phone book and everything else like that, because people want to know who they're dealing with.
Right.
And that's what we do. We help people with the new phone book, and we help leverage all of that to their advantage.
Okay. So, I mean, from a business owner's perspective, my carpet cleaning business, I get, sometimes half a dozen calls a week of people, who knows, from anywhere from Nebraska to India, tell me that they can get my website up on Google. So how are you different from them?
Well, being local is really nice. Having somebody who you can come down and scream at if there's a problem. One of the problems is I see, because I know how a lot of these operations work. Now, some of them really aren't that bad. I don't mean to cast too broad of a net when I talk about a lot of these operations, but a lot of what these people do is very, very push button. It's very risky for a lot of people's websites. You can have your website delisted from Google. You can have it drop off. Maybe there's only a 10-20% chance of that happening. But what's their responsibility? Nothing. All they have to do is stop answering the phone.
Right. If
there's an issue. And that really is a serious concern. The other thing is that rankings is not really enough to get customers. Because you get your website at the top of Google, that website has to turn those clicks into calls or people showing up at your door.
Right.
And really knowing how to do that, that's the name of the game. Because it's not just like some point of pride that you have it there.
Right.
You actually want to get something out of it. And I think that's something that I have the hardest time with people is to stop viewing their website as they would, just like some people feel like is a business card, something they have to have, into something that is a money machine that's actually going to get them something.
Right.
And the thing is that what consumers are interested in is very, very similar to what search engines and Google are interested in, and that's content. And that's something that very often these guys are calling up on the phone are not making. Now, what is content? You have articles, videos, all kinds of those things. And people wonder, well, how do you make this for me? Well, usually what we do is we're kind of a little media factory. We're a marketing firm, first and foremost. And so what we do is we do interviews, video, anything we can to get the business owner to get really seeds of what they're about and what they can offer. And then we turn that into interesting, consumer-friendly and Google-friendly stuff, and then we spread it out. We send it out around Google in a very, very targeted way, and it's great too because as opposed to some sort of push-button smattering of links that you get from somewhere, Google and these search engines change. They're very fickle. But if you have real content, if you have a video blog or you have articles or a series of testimonials, that's evergreen. And that's something else that I think is worth bringing up too, is that this really is the homesteading time on the internet. This is the gold rush for local business, because as time goes on, people who establish themselves at the top of any given local niche, like carpet cleaning, they're going to be very difficult to take down in the future. You know, I have this anecdote that I sometimes bring out. It's kind of dorky, but you know, I'm in the technology business. What the heck?
Yeah.
My partner, he made a little Star Wars random name generator, you know, years ago, like I don't know, like 8 or 9 years ago, and he put it up on the web. It just makes a name that sounds like it's for Star Wars. It was a pretty good one, and it got linked to a bunch of different Star Wars sites. Now, he didn't do anything to promote it, but slowly, every month, it spread, and it got more links and more popularity. And the search engine said, hey, you know, this is really good. Well, recently, you know, Sony and LucasArts, you know, who have some copyrights because they came out with their own video games or whatever for Star Wars, they promoted their own Star Wars random name generator as one of their things to get people involved.
Right.
And they have huge resources, they have lots of money, they did all kinds of advertising for it. But if you type it into Google, you know, my friend's little name generator is still at the top. And that's what it means for local business too. If you go ahead and you put in the time to, you know, partner with a marketer and every month be spreading out those links and that content, over time it's going to be very, very hard for someone to just come in and take that away. And so this is really an opportunity. And the sad truth is that sometimes I sit down with people and there's places I can't get them because somebody has already been working on it for years and years.
Right.
And that's just out of reach, and that's just the way it is. And so anytime somebody calls you up and says, I can get you #1 in Google, you know, that's a pretty cocksure thing to say.
Right.
You know, because there's a lot of markets there's no way. I try to just be really honest with people and say, you know, we can get you, you know, really well ranked in your market, and I think that's realistic. And we do have a lot of #1 sites, but I don't want to promise it. We don't own Google. We don't own any search engines. We can't make them, you know, do the best. We can market to them.
Right. Okay. So the way I'm understanding this, you know, maybe the old adage applies to, you know, to websites and web content. It's going to be more age before beauty. You know, it doesn't matter if you throw up the prettiest, you know, Flash player websites, anything like that. If, you know, someone put up their little, you know, Yahoo site first and link to it, then that one's going to be there.
Yeah, and if they just, you know, at minimum, if somebody just had a blog that they updated every day and did it for years, like, people don't understand. Google says, hey, there's a site, it's been updating, it has a bunch of content, you know, people have been looking at it, and they'll be rising up in the rank. It's that slow, steady work that ends up paying off. That's the real value of this. You know, I think there's value that we can deliver, you know, in 30 days, you know, in helping somebody, but the real value is over time, is that security, that ranking. And you bring up another point too about age before beauty. If you talk to direct mail people, their biggest problem with clients is they want William Shakespeare.
Right.
They want this frilly prose, they want pictures of them and their dog and their buddy and everything else like that, and a lot of direct mail guys just forget it. What do you want? You're in this to have people do something.
Right.
Okay? And so it may not be the prettiest thing in the world, but I know what I'm doing. This is going to get people to call you up. And I think that's the tough conversation that I sometimes have to have with people. And very often, I know just web designers in general, you know, have that conversation with people, is that you have to put sometimes a lot of your expression on hold. Because for a lot of people, a web page is like some sort of painting they have. That's not a bad thing if they were, you know, if it was just, you know, themselves and their family. But if it's your business, then you should really listen to people who have some experience in having that website be a machine that gets you customers, gets you money.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. With, I mean, again, as a business owner, you know, even my name is on my business, and so yeah, I tend to, you know, get narrow-minded about it and think, you know, everything on this has to reflect about me. Well, it's, you know, I got to remember that it's more about the customer and what their needs are and get those met, and not just, you know, I have a good-looking site, that I can be proud of. Again, it goes back to, pride doesn't put food on the table. And then you brought up another point about, good content. There's a great example that marketing guru Joe Polish uses. You've got a $1 bill or a $100 bill, paper money. Which one are you going to choose? They're both the same size money, same color scheme, similar pictures, but the message,
Right.
the numbers, the letters, on that bill is what separates it, which makes it more valuable.
Well, my goal is to just provide people value first and foremost. If they go to consultation with me, even at the end they say, look, I don't know, I'm in a difficult place in my business right now, I don't know if I want to go forward with this. I hope that I can at least leave them with some things that can help them out, that can give them real information, because that's my whole philosophy of doing business, is delivering value and spreading that out, because there's a lot of things that people can do for free on their own. Ideally you want to grow a business with time and money.
Right.
If you don't have money and you at least have time, there's still a lot you can do sometimes.
Right.
And so I think that people should expect value regardless whether they're signing a check to me or not. The other thing is that we have a money back guarantee. If people sign up and we help them get ranked, and then they have a free month once it's ranked and stable, and they can evaluate for themselves if it's worthwhile. And then of course once we have a website ranked, then we look to see, is there other pieces of internet marketing that could really help them out? Email marketing, social media, and how to leverage those into making money. And a lot of those, there's been a lot of hype around a lot of things like social media, but there really are some great commercial angles. They're not for everybody, and they do take a certain amount of work. So first thing, take care of those people who are already looking for you.
Right.
Those people who are opening up Google because they've got a problem or they have a need. That's the one advantage we have, is it's kind of the opposite of advertising, of traditional advertising. Traditional advertising is you're trying to interrupt people doing whatever they're doing. They're watching the game, they're listening to the radio, or something like that, and then an ad comes on and interrupts them, and hopefully you get something that sticks with them for when they have a problem. Here, you're actually just, people have a problem and they're going and looking online. Yeah. Very few people on a Saturday night are going, man, I'm kind of bored. Maybe I should look up carpet cleaning on the internet. That sounds like a rocking good time. No, people don't.
Well, to be honest, I do that.
You may do
but
that,
I'm kind of biased when it comes to that. So.
But outside of you, I think that it's very, very uncommon for people to do that.
Right. And
so when you look and you say, hey, shoot, 850 people were searching for, these carpet cleaning terms, and another, 800 were searching for these. That's 800 people, probably the majority of them were actually interested in getting some carpet cleaning.
Right.
And that's a lot of customers. That's a big market. I don't promise that you can get all of those, but if you can just shave off, a good percentage of them, that should be some real steady business, and that's what we go. I just think that that whoever anybody partners with in marketing, they should always they should expect the best. They should expect to get tremendous value from every encounter. I think that they should expect results. I don't think that marketing needs to be this mysterious thing that that it's all like positioning and branding and it's all up in the clouds. I think it should be somewhat measurable. I think you should know if you're getting a return on it or not. And I think if people call us and they expect that, then we can meet halfway and make something happen.
Okay, awesome. So what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
They can just give us a ring. It's 888-308-NOTC, or that's 6682. It's 888-308-6682. I like talking with people in person and setting up a personal consultation, and I feel like that's the best way to get informed and to see what people can do and to show what we can offer.
Okay, awesome. So thanks a lot. I appreciate you taking the time for me. And
yeah, thank you.